Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another League of Legends video. Today I'll be bringing you another VOD review today, but for this one is going to be up against a ranged matchup. So this is going to be my first VOD review against a ranged matchup in my new series that I'm doing with Sett Mid. So here I'm going up against Lysandra Mid, against her blue side, and on the red side is going to be me. So here is where the new itemization and ruin setup is, and how I pretty much play the lane phase against the ranged match with Sett Mid. So here is pretty much where the lane phase starts. So the minions spawned, and I'll pretty much be showing you guys like play-by-play sequences of how I trade and how I play Sett. So there at level 1, I fish for a pull. That's always something that you want to do at level 1 with Sett. You always gotta use that pull whenever it's up. You always never want to waste it. Always use it when it's up. So it's really important to know that. So there I was able to get Lysandra at half HP. There I whipped the hook by accident. But that's okay. You don't always need to land every single hook. But you will eventually be able to understand the max range of the face breaker. So here I'm just CSing. I'm trying to get to my level 2. And then I'll be looking for another pull here. I do a Hell Blade cycle. I get her summoner spell because Lysandra thought I was going to all in at level 2. But she pretty much just wastes a summoner spell for free. So from here, I pretty much know that she can't kill me. So there I flash all in her. I blast my ignite and she dies. So that's a good thing to know, is that Sett is extremely strong at level 2, level 3 all-ins. Always want to be aggressive at level 1. So there, we're going to move on to when she gets back into lane. We're just going to skip ahead here. So here I back on my first trip here. I buy, on my first back, I get Boots of Swiftness against a ranged matchup. So that's pretty much my standard build. Every time you go up against a ranged matchup as Sett, you always want to get your boots. You never want to get Doran's Blade into a ranged matchup, because movement speed is extremely more important on Sett than attack damages. So always have to get boots into ranged matchups. Another thing to note is that I never really get a attack damage item other than a Doran's Blade and a pickaxe. Early on, I always stack movement speed and health on Sett. I get my boots, and then I get my Doran's Blade, and then a Giant's Belt whenever possible, or Ruby Crystal, because health is more important than attack damage on Sett, because your Haymaker deals more damage the more health you have, compared to just stacking raw AD. So the more HP you have will deal more damage than just stacking AD. So. And it also makes you tankier too, so it'll allow you to build more grit, and your Haymaker just deals more damage. So here I'm just pretty much rinsing and repeating against the Lysandra here. I'm just fishing for hooks. I'm just always looking for the aggressive trades here. Nothing new. It's pretty much the same. It's just some range matchups are going to be more difficult than a melee matchup. Melee matchups are always going to be the easiest, but range matchups are going to be a little more difficult because you always need to predict how long range your pulls have to be and how they connect. So here I'm just going to look for punishes with her CS. I always keep my distance, so I know when to look for a max range hook. So this is pretty much just standard. I'm always just looking for aggressive plays early on. I always want to get lane priority with this build. It really helps my ally jungler to get room in the mid lane, so mid priority is always like a goal for this playstyle. So Lysandra pretty much is just trying to like get the CS that she can, but she just knows that she's just going to get pulled, and she dies. So another thing that I want to point out is how important it is to know what Sett's ranges are on his Facebreaker and his Haymaker are. It's extremely deceptively long, and it's just, you have to abuse it. You always have to look for those trades. So there I kill Lysandra a second time, and I pretty much just get 3 plates. And here we're just going to fast forward and rewind. Okay, so I come back into lane. I try to look for a pull, but I don't get it, so that's fine. On this second back here, I get a Doran's Blade and a Giant's Belt. Like I said previously, you always want to get movement speed first. You want to get your Doran's Blade second, and then you want to stack health on your second back. So this is pretty much the standard into my mid lane matchups. It's pretty much similar into the melee matchup where I rush a Zerker Greaves and then a Doran's Blade with a Ruby Crystal on my second back. And it's pretty much just the same thing, you know? It's no different from a melee matchup. It's just a different itemization style. So here, the Lysandra finds, well, she tries to kill me in her brush that she was trying to camp in. She wasn't expecting me to come there, but I didn't die. So here, I'm roaming. She doesn't know where I am. She thought I was going back to lane, but sadly, she doesn't know that I'm diving her bot lane with my Boots of Swiftness. So here, I dive on a Samira. I move really fast with my movement speed here, and I pretty much just get a kill on Lysandra's bot lane. So here I think I died the Rakan. Yeah, I died the Rakan here. My team is pretty much, you know, 4v1 either bot lane, and yeah, I just pretty much collapsed with my jungler. So with this setup that I'm taking right now is I take Hella Blades. I take Taste of Blood, I take Ghost Poro, a Relentless Hunter with Celerity, and the Magic Ball, Nullifying Orb. I take that into range matchups, always, and then I take Gathering Storm in place of Nullifying Orb because it's an AP ruin you want to take, because it only is affected by magic damage. So it's nice to have. A little more durability always helps. And I pretty much just get Gathering Storm into AD matchups. So this build never changes. The only thing that changes is that rune in particular, right under Celerity. So the good thing to know with this build is that Celerity and Relentless Hunter stack with movement speed. So I pretty much just get, like, I get more than 400, I think 30 movement speed at max max stacks, and it stacks on your boots. So you have 3 sources of stacking movement speed with this build, which is actually insane. So it helps Sett roam, and it helps him, like, pretty much just hit those pulls where they matter the most. So, and the really good thing is that the movement speed reduction from Boots of Swiftness really help against the Lysandra matchup, because her slows are barely, like, they're barely working against me because I have slow reduction on my boots. So the 25% slow resist is really important. And there I'm just able to just kill the Lysandra again. You know, I just have more movement speed than her. I have a longer range than she does, and she just pretty much just dies. So here I want to show you guys, like, what I did in that kill there. I was able to trade here. I blew her ultimate, so I know I can all in this last trade here. The most important thing that I want to point out is the way I all in her. So here I know she's going to try to hit this my blue cannon creep here. I flash face break. I get the stun too with the cannon creep, and I'm just able to stun her. So that's really important to know is the flash face breaker. You always want to look for those plays, because if you're going to all in someone, you always need to stun them. So that's the 3rd kill on Lysandra. So I pretty much have 4 kills at 10 minutes, and I have 80 CS. So that's really good. So here I back again. I get my finishing touches on my Titanic Hydra, and I'm pretty much almost done with my build. I get my Ruby Crystal, and I get my Tiamat, and I just pretty much hold on to it. So here we just rinse and repeat. You know, it's nothing new. It's just like every other VOD review, but it's just a ranged matchup that I want to show you guys now. So I think I'm about to wrap up my series with the VOD reviews, but I just want to get some more videos out before I pretty much do something different with these videos. But here I'm able to analyze, like, a lot of things that I do, like on a situational basis. So I get a nice trade with the Lysandra, and I'll be able to get some more VOD reviews against other ranged matchups. So this is a good, it's really good informative, you know, content here, which is really something that I want to strive with this channel. And here I get an all in on the Lysandra, dude. So another important thing to know on this play here is that I was able to ult her while I was suppressed in her crystal or her ultimate. Frozen Tomb stuns you and slows you, but the thing is that even though I'm stunned in my ultimate animation, so I get my ultimate off before she's able to stun me. So we're gonna slow it the moment I pull her. So you guys know what I'll be talking about here. So here she just blows her W. I pull her, I stun her, and then the moment she uses her ultimate, in my ultimate animation, I just threw her. And if you could see on the top of my head is the stunning animation, which actually was nullified by my ultimate. So I was able to move while I was stunned. So another extremely important tip is that Sett's ultimate makes you invulnerable against other immobilizing abilities. So any crowd control effect that stuns you, if you're able to hit your ultimate the moment it happens to you, you will be in your ultimate animation and you will still be moving, because Sett is invulnerable during his showstopper animation. So that's another like high level advanced mechanic that you have to know on Sett, is that if you use your ultimate at the right time, you will always come out on top on your trade. So that's a good thing to know. And yeah, I pretty much just kill Lysandra again. So we're gonna move into our next trade here. So pretty much do the same thing. I pretty much just all in here. The damage that I get with this Titanic Hydra build is just so fucking broken. Just look at this damage, guys. I get a reverse Hob combo on her. I get my knuckle down into my regular auto attacks. I get those 4 punches in with my reverse combo. And I pretty much just get a max range haymaker on this play, and she flashes. She would have died if she didn't flash. So this is just the brutality of Sett Mid. It's just max range pulls and instantaneous burst damage. It's insane, man. Like, Sett Mid is it's just a hidden gem. I'm just really happy a lot of people don't know how to play Sett this way. And it's great to know, because you guys will be the only ones that know this. So it might eventually pick up, who knows. But Sett Mid is extremely powerful. So here I all in the Lysandra. I pretty much just annihilate the Rip Herald. She uses her ultimate to dodge my pull, but little does she know that I will alter right at the end of her animation. So I hit my punch, and then I alter into the Gwen. Or I actually use my haymaker to finish Lysandra, and then I use my ultimate on the Gwen. And then the Lysandra executes her with her ult. I probably would have killed her if the Diana wasn't even there, but you know, I died there, and that was pretty much just a double kill for free. And there is Lysandra's her passive when I die, which actually looks pretty cool. So nothing wrong there. We get the tower, and they pretty much just die. Like, their mid and jungle side on Lysandra's team is just they're done. Like, they just won't come back from this game. So it's just pretty much just game over at this point. My entire team is 12-5. I'm half of my team's kills on the red side, and I pretty much just finished my Titanic Hydra before Lysandra even gets her mythics. So I'm already working on my second item, which is going to be Immortal Shield Bow, and I'm pretty much just going to be side lane collapsing at this point because they took my mid tower. So here, the bot lane on the blue side doesn't know that I'm roaming, and here the Leona just dives. I actually get the Samira out of the Rakan knockup. Even though Rakan tries to knock me up, I was still invulnerable, like Lysandra's ultimate, and I still move the I still moved the Samira from the Rakan animation, so it was a pretty stellar play there. I know it looks kind of weird there because the replay doesn't show it properly, but I actually hit the Samira during the Rakan knockup, but she actually moved. So there I was still invulnerable even during I got knocked up, you know. So Sett's ultimate, like the showstopper, is invulnerable against knockups and immobilization skills. So Sett's ultimate is actually just surprisingly just broken as hell. It's just those invulnerability like frame rates are just, they help you like reposition the enemy. So and it's also good for like just over aggressive plays. So really important to know. So there I just roam on the bot lane, I come back mid, and yeah, I just pretty much just rinse and repeat. I just pretty much do everything else. I go top, I just clear the wave. I'm just pretty much just going wherever, just side lane collapsing. Alright, and here is like my 5th back here. I'm going to get this top tower that my Gangplank wasn't unfortunately able to get against the Nasus. So here we get the top lane tower. And I think that's really it. It's just pretty much rinse and repeat, you know, just side lane collapsing, just going where the CS is. Grouping when objective spawns. Always looking for those team fights, because if you have a lead, it's always important to look for those fights. And here, a fight breaks out. So my top lane was pushing as I split push in the mid lane. My team groups up top. I get into the team fight as it's about to finish. I get the Lysandra and I find the Nasus here. So I killed the Lysandra here. And another thing to know is that Sett is actually a really strong dueler. So I pretty much get a 1v1 going against the Nasus. He's unable to kill me, which is actually surprising because a Nasus Q is supposed to one-shot you, but with our Immortal Shield Bow, we get it saves our life, and we pretty much just go unscathed. We didn't die because of our shield. So the shield bow with the shield bow, not the shield, but the haymaker itself, it just saved our life. So imagine that with the shield bow. So it's just a lifesaver, and it's super important with the build. So you never want to like avoid having it. So here is just where we back off, and here I just pretty much just side lane, always trying to get splitting the map as much as possible. I get a pick on the Gwen, nothing special there. See, she just pretty much just doesn't have anything going for her. So I make the pick on the Gwen. She has no vision in her jungle. I'm just able to make a pick on her. The gameplay collapses too. She just gets ambushed. She just pretty much gets trapped. And there I just crit her with my cloak and dagger. With my shield bow and my zeal. So I pretty much just get my items here. I get I stole my Dorn's Blade. I finished my Titanic Hydra first, and I got my shield bow. And then I'm about to get my Mortal Reminder for the Nasus. Because at this point I'm just stacking crit, and I'm so fed that I don't even need to build a GA or a Mercurial Scimitar. So here we're just doing the Baron. Another important thing that I always like to tell you guys is why I get Critical Strike in my build. Here is where I show you why. So I get crit with my build. I get Titanic Hydra, and I get 2 crit items as soon as I can. I have 40% crit on this build, and there I crit the Nasus for 251 AD. And it allows me to just fight like even the toughest champions in the game. So if I never built crit on Sett, just imagine how hard it would be to kill a champion like he is. So I pretty much just get 3 critical strikes off. And here I execute him with my last crit. 251 with the Hydra crit. So here I want to show you guys really quick what I'm building. So here is the most important aspect of the build, is the critical strike. So even though I get shield bow as my mythic, the decision to get critical strike with Titanic Hydra is the most important aspect of the build. The concept of Hydra crits or on hit critical strikes is like, it's kind of like the innovation of this build that I pretty much just came up with. It's a season 10 build that I did, and the critical strike stacks with your Hydra procs. So once you get 25% crit with your mythic, and then once you get 40%, once you get 50% crit, and then 75, and then 100, because you need 4 items to get max critical strikes with. Every Hydra proc has the chance of being a critical strike at the same time. So every bonus Hydra on hit damage that you deal from that bonus AD from the cleave will turn into a critical strike, because Titanic Hydra's auto attacks enhance your auto attacks into an on hit wave clearing ability called the cleave. So once you get that critical strike from that bonus AD from the cleave, it's going to turn into a critical strike. So here I'm going to show you another example of that. Is that the Samir here that I'm chasing with my weird walking animation is something that I want to show you guys, this build. Alright, here, so I'm chasing the Samir here. So I know that she's doing golems. So here I pretty much just follow her. I pull her. I don't get any crits, but that's okay, because I know that if all it takes is to get 1 crit off on a champion is a guaranteed kill. So here I get the executing crit, which I crit for 454 AD. So it's always important to know is that you don't need, all it takes is just 1 critical strike. It's pretty much all it takes is just to kill an enemy. If you get 2 or 3 critical strikes, that's pretty much just a guaranteed kill all on its own. So the more critical strikes you get, the better. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So there I popped my shield bow with my haymaker, and there I just got like a 1500 HP shield. Even though the shield bow got nerfed, it's still the core mythic you want to get on set. So that was pretty much it for the entire game. That was pretty much everything I wanted to get into this video. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, since it was a ranged matchup. Hopefully I went into further detail about my keystone and my itemization. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for like more detailed explanations. I'll be making videos on that too. But for this one, it was just a ranged matchup that I just wanted to get across. And yeah, that was pretty much the victory, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy that one, and you'll stay tuned for my next video, alright guys? See you, and peace out, guys.